Welcome to Maverick Marketing Radio, a show designed to help you achieve financial and life success while impacting the world with your products and services. Each week, get insight, tips, and strategies to level up your marketing and grow your business. So kick back, relax, and let's jump into the show. Here's your host, Dan Liu.
Welcome to the very first episode of Maverick Marketing Radio. I am your host, Dan Liu, and each week I'll be sharing marketing strategies to help you grow your business. And talking about growing your business, I wanted to make this very first episode about the 3 fundamental ways to do it. Now, I'm a big believer in mastering the fundamentals before getting into all of the tactics and the strategies. And when it comes to business, it's always important to have the foundational knowledge that you can always rely on and revert back to. So let's jump right into it. The first way to grow a business is to simply acquire more customers. Now, this is the most common thing people think about when they're looking to grow their business, right? Is how do I just get more people in the door? How do I acquire more leads and more customers? But understand that this is one of the hardest ways to grow a business because you have to basically convince a total stranger to make the decision to invest in your products and services. Now, the second way, and we'll come back to why acquiring more customers is harder in a bit, but the second way is to increase your average cart value or the amount of sales that you generate for every transaction that occurs in your business. So within this method or this strategy, there's 2 ways to do it. Number 1 is to simply increase your price. Ideally, to increase your price, you should increase the value of what you're offering as well. But the second way to do this is to sell more products and services within every transaction that happens. So to do this, you can use a sales funnel, for example. Now, if you don't know what a sales funnel is, it's basically a series of web pages in a checkout process that allows you to offer more products and services to a customer. There's different definitions of a sales funnel depending on who you ask, but in this context, for this example, it's when somebody is, let's say, making an order or they're going through the checkout process, it's what happens after they go to submit their purchase for that item, which is, are you going to offer them more of the same products or services? Or are you going to offer them something complementary that maybe they didn't think of, but would be beneficial to them and what they're trying to achieve? So if you're looking to sell, let's say, a physical product that you know somebody would ultimately buy again in the future, and let's just use like a face wash, for example. Well, if somebody's going to check out, let's say they buy 1 unit. Well, after they submit and they say, hey, I'd like to buy this product, you can make them an offer and say, well, you know what? You're going to need this later on in the future. How about we make you an offer and we'll give you a slight discount if you purchase maybe an additional 2 of the same items. Now, that's just one example of using a physical product, but that person who's in the state of buying is more open to buying more because their credit card's already in the system. They're already going through the process. And if they know they're going to have to buy it again and they can get it at a slight discount if they act now, well, they're much more likely to take that offer and increase the amount of revenue for that single transaction. Now, instead of offering something that is the same, you can offer something that is complementary. So it could be something that helps maybe a customer achieve a result that they're looking for faster, or it could be something that helps them in a different but related area. So let's go back to physical products again, and let's say you're selling tents for camping, and somebody's going through the checkout process, and you then ask them, hey, would you also like to add a portable grill or maybe even a cooler to your purchase? So in this case, you're trying to think of different things that a person who is buying camping equipment would potentially need, and you're offering it to them while, again, they're in that process of making a purchase, and they're much more open to buying things that will help them maybe make their camping experience much better. It's kind of like how Amazon suggest different items for you. So if you go to a page, you'll see where they suggest other items that other customers have purchased. Now, within a sales funnel, it's a little bit more strategic than just kind of putting some additional products on a sales page. We'll get into sales funnel in another episode, but I just wanted to point out how sales funnels can be used to increase your average cart value or the amount of sales per transaction that goes on in your business. So if you think about your average cart value, and maybe today it's $100 per customer, and rather than just focusing on getting new customers, which is the first way to grow a business, what if that average cart value was $125 for every new person that does come into your business, or maybe $150? And the third way to grow a business is to increase the frequency of transactions for every customer that comes into your business. So once again, you can offer more of the same product or service, or you can offer different ones, but instead of offering it in the same transaction like we talked about in the previous one, we're offering it to them at a later time. So an example would be to offer some sort of subscription, right? So instead of maybe a customer buying from you one time, now they're paying potentially monthly or quarterly for your product or service. So it's important to understand these three fundamental strategies so that when you're looking to grow your business, instead of just looking at how do I acquire more customers, think about how can you increase the value, or what's known as the average lifetime value of the customer, so that, let's say, instead of the average being $100, the average is now $200. So every new customer that that comes into your business is now worth twice as much. Now, those numbers are arbitrary. It's just an example, but it's to help you paint the picture of, well, if you have the ability to market and offer different products or services that your customer might be looking for, then you should definitely focus there first. Because being able to increase your average cart value is not difficult if you're offering the right things and if you have the right strategies. And it's also much easier to offer something to somebody who's already done business with you, meaning they've already invested in your products or services, they've already had a great experience, they've gotten great value, compared to trying to get somebody brand new to basically take a chance on your business, look into what you're offering, and make a decision, especially if they've been with another company or they're using other products and services and trying to get them to switch over. All right, so those are the three fundamental ways. Really quickly to recap, number one is to acquire more customers. Number two is to increase the average cart value or the amount of sales or revenue for every transaction that occurs in your business. And number three is to increase the frequency of transactions for every customer. So once you understand those three fundamentals and you're looking to basically generate more revenue, then you can focus in ideally on strategies 2 and 3 first, and then on strategies number 1. One more thing I wanted to point out is that most people or most businesses generally aren't looking for more customers. Although customers are the lifeline of any business, you're always going to need them. But most of the time, it's more revenue. And there's more than one way to generate more revenue besides getting more customers. And that's what we really focused on here today. All right, so hopefully you got a ton of value and some insight about these three fundamental ways to grow a business. I thought it was a great topic to cover for the first episode of this podcast. So please make sure to let me know your thoughts. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this episode, and I hope to provide you a ton of more value in the future. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Maverick Marketing Radio. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes to take your marketing, business, and life to the next level. If you know someone that would find value from this episode, please share it with them. Also, check out the description below or visit maverickmarketingstudio.com to get your free marketing toolkit for entrepreneurs and other resources to help you grow your company. That's maverickmarketingstudio.com. And subscribe to the show on Apple and Spotify to get episodes delivered to your mobile device. Thanks for listening, and until next time. Keep creating the business and life of your dreams.